welcome everybody to yet again another fucking episode of Retireholics, coming to you live from the OneDigital Evolve 2023 conference in Kansas City, Missouri. Said that 3 times today. We're psyched to be here, and like I said, it's probably
the energy is high right now.
It's high
energy because I'm acting to have low energy, like it's just an act.
Okay.
Right. Like every show,
bait and switch.
Justin's gonna give an intro of our guest. Take it away, Justin.
We got a first timer here. In fact, she's so new, she didn't even know what the robe was. Broke Roby's heart. He's offended. You're gonna have to work through that.
Okay.
She's without a doubt the worst plunger thrower at the conference.
In the history.
Not true.
But there's still plenty of daylight left for you to redeem
That's
yourself.
right.
You got time.
That's right.
She's a VP of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging with OneDigital.
What's the acronym for that?
Damn it.
No, he's
That was so good.
You got one though.
Everybody, this is Kristen Hall Eskew.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm excited.
We're psyched to
Should
have
we
you
cheers?
here.
God.
Let's
Oh,
cheers.
yes.
Let's
So
cheers.
good. Yeah,
Cheers.
Here we
That's
go.
a
Good call.
I like her.
By the way,
She's
Kristen,
Yeah.
Kristen, this
Well.
is our show. You don't tell us what to do.
Oh,
Come on.
okay. Well, I'm the lady of the hour, so.
That you are.
The coffee beans in that?
No, that's disgusting.
Is that what's floating in there? Coffee beans? I had no idea.
Some garnish.
We're going to get headlines. We're going to kick it off
You
with a
asked
quick
what the word
headline.
was?
Okay.
Any acronym.
Headlines.
And I just failed.
All right, I'm gonna put this one to you. I wanted to talk about this a few months ago. I was too scared to.
Get canceled?
We're still scared.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder what this is.
We should dive into what was my fear. Is it to get canceled or
Okay.
not? But so Broadridge, which is a big company, we actually were just at their conference recently, FI360. This was back in January. Broadridge launches an initiative to gift fiduciary training to women and people of color in the financial professions.
Okay.
So Broadridge does are you familiar with them at all, FI360?
No,
Just
sorry,
think of
Broadridge.
like a training tool to build up your education and stuff,
Okay.
because I think that's relevant
So
here.
they're like giving scholarships
And
to
credentialing.
minorities?
Yeah, they're going to give, so the designation training for the investment fiduciary designation that they do,
Okay.
excuse me, accredited investment fiduciary designation, they're going to be provided at no cost to 100 financial professionals. I'm going to read it
Yeah.
in the underrepresented groups
Okay.
that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Here I go.
He's
Give it
still
to
super
me.
nervous about this
Yeah,
right now.
well, when this came out, my first, and I want to get your thoughts
Let's
more
get
important than
real,
mine.
yeah.
My first thought was, is that nice or is that kind of rude? Like, do they need this freebie? I almost feel like it was, in a sense, disrespectful to some of these people that are in this profession. Like, they get a handout or someone else does. Now, mind you, that's me kind of stretching. How do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, we are not a monolith, right? I'm one person of color. But yeah, I think that that's their way of trying to increase representation within our industry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that maybe these people come from, what's the term I want to use here? Can I be real or do I have to be
Yeah,
deep?
please.
Or let's just
Absolutely.
say, I'm just going to say they probably cannot afford. Is this like an expensive designation?
It's not too bad, no.
But is there anything in there about that?
What do you think, like $750 bucks?
Yeah, I
$500?
would have said 600.
Well, is there anything in there that says this is specific to
only
underprivileged
read the
minorities?
Ones?
No.
Yeah, is it a first come, first serve? I
Well,
don't know.
they're picking
I don't know.
100, so maybe they're
Listen, I think
targeting.
we're all trying to figure out how to make an impact within our industry. I'm with it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
You're right. I mean, that's the part. Go ahead.
What
I
the
was just
hell
gonna
were
say,
you
I
so
don't-
scared of about that?
No. I just felt I can't speak for a black man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, God, if I was an advisor in a suit and tie and I went to the conference, they're like, hey, you can get this
Okay,
for
well,
free.
if it's like that, if you're
but
telling
shame on
me-
I can't speak on that behalf.
Well, wait a minute. If you're telling me they have a table or a booth like we do here, and they're like, where are the black people? Like, that's a whole other thing, okay?
But you were right. Your answer was more mature. Good for them. They
Most
see
people that come
and
on the
that's what we're
show
going to
are.
talk about here today.
Okay.
They see that there's a need. It's underrepresented. We
That's-
would be a better industry if we had more. So why not grease the path a little bit?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Make it easier.
So do you guys believe in that? Are we all on the same page when it comes to
that we
bringing
need more
yeah.
diversity?
Oh, yeah,
fuck
absolutely.
yeah.
Love it.
You think
You're good. You're good. Keep
Brandon, how's
running.
that for
Do
audio?
you think white, pale, and stale is like the best way for us to go forward?
Well, we call it
Fuck that.
pale, male, and still.
Yeah,
But yeah.
It's
No,
a
I'm
Wall
saying,
Street
listen,
vibe. We don't want that.
let me throw this in. I'm half white. My husband's white. I love all people. But I'm also direct. Like, let's call it what it is, you know?
Yeah.
But so here would be
I'm going to get
on
in
a
trouble on
positive
this.
vibe,
No.
JD.
No.
Here would be the thought on the other
Only
side
like
of
20
this.
people watch the show.
We are an
Tens of
industry
people
that
watching.
is male,
Predominantly,
pale,
yeah.
and stale.
Yeah.
We need better representation. It's not happened. The efforts that we've put forth so far have not worked.
Yeah.
So let's try some new shit.
Yeah.
I love that.
But
Let's
I
go.
mean,
Let's
yeah.
see if it allows more people to join the space, to get licensed, to get accredited, to feel like they can go out and win new clients that maybe they didn't have the education to do so before because they didn't attend these types of credentialing.
Yeah,
So
but
let's
that's just
go.
going to be one piece of it, right? Like, you still have to have some allyship. You still have to have an in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many things we could go down the
Do you remember
road with.
years ago, Marcel? I don't even remember
Yeah,
his
love
last
that
name.
name.
Yeah.
Marcel
I
was
wasn't even working for
awesome,
you
and he
guys.
was new when we first met him at one of these conferences. And Marcel came to me and he said,
Oh, yeah.
"Oh, my impact in the space, I want to teach other people of color how to be an advisor."
Yeah.
He's like, that's what I want to do, because when you look at all the folks on stage talking, it's usually not a representation.
Yeah.
It's a representation of what the industry is made up
Yeah.
right now, and we've acknowledged that.
Is
And
that
he
your
said, I
job?
want to be the guy on stage because I want to teach
Yeah.
other people to get
Kristen,
into this
is
space.
that your job at OneDigital, is to actually like impact the numbers and have more, is that what you're
My
doing?
job is to make sure that the workplace shows up the same for everybody, but also that DEI and B is driving us.
Oh, there goes that
Okay.
mug.
Oh, God.
I'll go ahead
Like
and pour
baby,
this for you.
baby,
Finish
baby.
with the heart,
Baby on
he'll
hand,
pour
baby.
you one.
But that diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging is also driving our strategy financially, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's winning us business. The world is changing. We're soon to be minority, majority. We all have to account for that, whether you like it or not.
You're not
And-
afraid to say that. I love the business side of that. That's going to sound really controversial, but we'll look cooler and better if we're more diverse. Because the Wall Street image is not one that the consumer likes.
No.
And let's
So-
just be real. Biracial people are the most beautiful people. I'm kidding. I'm
But
kidding.
seriously, like,
Yeah.
I think our consumers will trust
Yeah.
us more
Oh, yeah.
if we're more diverse.
But yes, but let's not just throw the diverse faces on all the things. Let's
Right.
actually be that.
Yeah, be
and
genuine
I love
about
what
it.
you were saying, because I said earlier, my thoughts are not pervasive to all minorities. However, we all are all sort of united by the fact that our industry has historically excluded women. It's historically excluded. I mean, these are things that are not.
Do you know
Not up for
numbers? Do
debate.
you know some numbers at all?
By the way,
I don't
those-
want to put you on the spot.
No.
Like women here at this conference, like,
Well,
and I don't
our
want to
firm
be
is
all
65% female.
65%.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, by the way, some people tell me that's reverse discrimination. So it's like, what I know about DEI and B.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I will say
I
there-
did not.
Yes, you did.
Wait, what'd she say?
She said it again.
So,
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Don't say it again.
so
There you go.
65%. I
That's a
think
double now.
the evolution of women in financial services, I kind of feel like I've seen it in my career. Like,
Yeah.
the
Well,
last 20
just
years.
look at
Yeah.
here. I mean, this
Right?
is without a doubt the most women I've seen in a
And I don't want to be all optimistic,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be all
You're
like,
right.
we've
You're right.
accomplished it, it's
No,
done.
no.
No, not
But
at
you
all.
definitely walk through a conference now, and there's fucking women everywhere.
We
and that
in here-
wasn't the case
Yeah.
15 years
It
ago.
I
wasn't
will
the
say,
case
why do
5
we
years
get
ago.
excluded
I
from
did
those
send a
special
photo out to a
elections, though?
friend of yesterday. I can't forget what event we were at, and they're like, looks like a white dude sausage fest.
So there is some progress
Yes,
happening.
but remember, it's bigger than just recruiting people. We had a women's breakfast this morning, and
Yeah,
I mean,
what's up with that? I would like to
y'all
come
should
to
have
that.
been up
We
in
were hungry.
there.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
sent Carrie a
Okay.
message and said I would love to come, but I wasn't sure if I could. I stood
Oh,
outside
okay.
the door for a little while.
Of course, we this is welcome to everybody, but listen, we all still feel the barrier. Like, we have our
Yeah.
stories, our
Just
experiences.
because you're here doesn't mean
yeah, it
that's
doesn't
the
mean
same
like
experience.
exactly.
Well, and the fact that you have
Exactly.
to have that is not. it's not
That's
a
a good
problem in
point.
itself, but it also is, right? Like you
Yeah.
you
I
have
love
to
that,
do
though.
that to actually bring acknowledgement to the issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I love that though. That's a great point. That opens my eyes. I'm not just saying that. Like just because you're all here doesn't mean that you're have the same experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're getting the same amount of respect.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you're getting the same amount of business deals.
Yes.
Doesn't mean, like so.
There's a quote in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging
Nice.
that says it's one thing to be invited to the party, but it's another to be asked to dance, and it kind of speaks to that.
Mark was asking
okay.
a lot of
I asked
to
a lot of
dance
dance
last
last
So
night.
I'm
I was
just
gonna say, Laura's been looking over here like,
Kristen,
why is she not trying
can we
it?
not talk about dancing right now? That was
what the hell is that?
That's why it's a penalty.
That's what
I was
got
gonna
us
say, it
into
gets worse.
trouble last night.
That
Okay,
might make me sick.
Kristen, we're gonna play a game, and then we're gonna come back to some serious content. But right now, we're gonna play a fun game. It's the totally original, best game in the world. It's a
Okay.
nope or dope game.
Nope or nope. Okay. It's easy.
I feel like coffee beans in my throat.
You're not supposed to drink that.
Okay. The way this game
so
works is I'm going to give you like a pop culture kind of thing, just
Okay.
regular life, and you're going to tell me if you think it's dope or nope.
Easy.
Right? And then
Okay.
tell us why you
Okay.
think so, okay? First one is, and this comes from personal experience. You're in your hotel room. It's 8 a.m. You feel the pressure of the house cleaning coming.
Yes.
You can hear the thing coming down the hallway. And so you want to put on your do not disturb on the door.
Been there.
Because you want some more sleep. But if you're like me,
You get up, you're gonna be
you
awake.
sleep naked.
Oh!
And so I go to the door, I'm naked, I crack it a little bit, I'm behind the door.
Yeah.
I'm not exposing myself to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
world. And I just need to put the thing on. It's an awkward moment for me. Is this okay to do? Do you
Dope. I did that today. I forgot
Kristen,
what
we
my
share.
room
What
number
I'm not
was.
telling you is
Like,
we share rooms.
oh,
Well,
dope
well, no,
for
no,
you.
no, no.
Nope,
No,
not
I'm
you.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Like JD gets his own room.
You did that?
I needed to remember what my room number was. I couldn't find my key. Why
Oh,
did they
that's so
ask you
smart.
when you call in room service? What room
Yeah,
are you
they
calling
know.
from?
Don't
Yeah,
they
they
know?
should
So I
know.
had to go take a little quick peek. I mean, no one's like, you know,
Oh,
just
I see. You're gonna go see what room
Dope,
you're in.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean,
All
the
right,
smart
another
thing to
one.
do would be to put it on the door before you're naked.
Yeah, my situation is a little bit
Yeah,
different.
when you
I
go
was
to
on the
bed?
phone.
Yeah.
I had to be quick, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
he
it's
could have thought ahead.
I'm just making fun of
It's-
him.
Thank
not
you.
it's hard to put it on before you go to bed when you're drunk as a fucking skunk and you don't remember that shit. Okay, next one. And I think I'm gonna go to you first. We typically go to you first. Having your name, I'm gonna drink for this. Having your own name URL. Like your website
Are you making fun
is
of
your
me?
fucking name.
What?
Like
You have your own
wait,
URL?
let me ask a question.
No,
Wait,
you
like,
do.
Yes.
like,
damn it.
hey, are you like Brad Pitt or something? Like, do you really have the audacity to go to like fucking GoDaddy.com
terrible.
and be like,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
gonna have my own website of my own name? Is this dope or no?
Well, okay, I hired a marketing firm and they were like, it needs to be your name. So
I'd fire
I hope
that marketing
it's
firm.
Justin, how do you feel about
full
this?
disclosure,
I'd
full
fire that
disclosure, I
marketing
haven't done
firm.
anything on that website in over a year. So
Sounds a little pretentious to me.
you know what? It depends on the person, and I'm going to say that I'm dope.
Hey, you do you.
Chad, are you okay with this? Your
I
own?
am. I'm 100% in.
Do you have ChadJohansson.com?
I have chad.johansson at
Is that a thing?
plandesign.com. Like my email
Okay.
address is my name. Why can't I have a website
Oh.
with my
Do you
name?
have
Amazing.
Road Guy?
Ugh.
Oh, I should. Good idea.
You should.
That's not my name. You call me that, but would I ever have a website with my name? Would be no, because no one would ever go to it. But I would have something cool like Road Guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Mark, I'd go to it.
All right. I thought it
And
was.
it also
I thought it
wouldn't
was
be like-
pretty,
Did
like,
you know?
pretty kind of.
You
Oh yeah, I
knew.
went there.
Oh, yeah, he did.
It's actually a pretty cool website. but,
Thank you. See, the website's dope.
Minus the fact that it's your name.
Lots of attention on quality pictures of herself.
Listen, though, it's for public speaking, so you have to market your name.
But you spend a lot of time with photographers taking.
Oh, I did.
Pictures of
I
you.
did.
What would you
It's a total package.
Okay, last one. And Justin brought this one to my attention. Apparently, this frustrates Justin.
A lot of
The-
things
the
frustrate
The
me.
Yeah.
culture right now of tipping. I walk up to the deli, whatever. I need a bottle of water. I put my $1.25 bottle of water on. They flip the little iPad screen, and I'm presented with a 15, 20, or 25% tip.
Hey, it's going to ask you a couple questions. What the do you think it's going to ask me?
So do you feel like we're getting out of hand in the world with tipping? How do you feel about this? Nope or dope?
I don't feel like we're getting out of hand, but here's the thing. I waited tables. To me, 20% is the minimum, even for bad service.
When you're waiting
Cheers.
tables,
But in this situation, if it's a place I go to all the time, I'm tipping. If I'm like literally running in and out and I'm getting a bottle of water, depends on how I feel, how nice they were. Like, I mean, maybe that's shitty to say, but it's the truth.
The problem is in that walk of life, dude, they're paying those folks less in the expectation that they're going to get tipped.
No, not if they're a cashier at a store.
That's the point he's bringing up, is it's still on those registers, and it shouldn't be.
And they're just playing to the guilt factor that's going to weigh
well,
us down.
I do it every time.
I've always done it if I'm getting
I like that.
No, it's like you're saying, you go to somewhere and get a bottle of water, and it's $3, and then it comes like 20%, and it's like 60 cents or whatever. You're like, isn't that offensive? To like,
that's a good point.
Do you know how rich I am? I am so upset with DoorDash. Like, I feel so bad that someone is going to go pick up my fucking food and bring it to my house.
That's why you tip people, because they're serving you.
Tip,
when
Justin, I custom amount that shit.
That's fine.
I throw
That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do.
in there for
People
like
who are serving you perfectly fine.
When
but when Fatty McSweets goes to Yogurtland and I do all the work, all right? And I put the shit on the scale and they're like, hey, do you want to tip me? Hell no, I'm not tipping you.
That was a great example.
Right. That's a perfect example. You did all the work.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm 100% fine tipping.
If it's a place, like it's a coffee shop and you go there all the time, are you tipping?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You tip.
They made me a drink.
But
Like,
my problem is like the stuff where I'm doing all the work, or hey, look, you were paid to make my Subway sandwich. We were both sandwich artists. You're like, we get it. Like, we don't get tips.
I haven't told you guys this yet. Hey, guys, this is my sales team.
Sexy.
Okay.
So I haven't told you guys this yet, but we're going to start asking our clients for tips.
Hey, I don't know if you remember. You told me I was getting my salary was increasing 3 times last night.
Oh, no, you guys aren't keeping the tips. I'm sending them a thing. Hey, tip us. And no, I'm keeping it. Those Lamborghini payments are expensive.
Oh,
you know?
my gosh.
Okay, we're done with this. Let's talk your job. Biggest challenges.
Oh my God,
What's
you
on
know what
your
I do?
plate? Like, tell me. You wake up Monday morning. What are your goals? What needle are you trying to
Am
move?
I on an interview? I guess I am.
Yes.
Let's see. Depends on the day what my biggest hurdle is. Leading diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. Not going to say the acronym there. It depends on the day, man. All I can tell you is what I've learned is it takes a grace that's not always easy to give and a patience that's not always easy to have.
Yeah.
I will say some of the things that have surprised me the most, like I anticipate sort of like the far right, or the people who are like, oh, this is woke. Like I anticipate
I was going to use that word here in a second.
Shouldn't hurt me, but what gets to me is when my people are like pointing their finger, because I'm putting everything I am into this, right? And so sometimes, but that one hurts, but I'm getting a tougher skin.
Wait. I need to understand this. Do you think that we're this woke society? I thought because we're so woke these days that you would walk into a room and they would be like, okay, whatever she tells us to do, we're fucking doing.
I also don't like that.
It's you're kind of on the wrong side of it.
But I'm trying not to use the word
because it's fake. It's fake.
It is.
You're not being.
But I think it has this connotation now that can completely turn people off. Another hurdle. I mean, you have to have such a finesse, and if the end goal is to get people to just at least be curious, you got to be so careful with your words.
Let's get gnarly on this. So, why do you think that when you get someone who pushes back against wokeism or whatever it is, what is their motivation? They think that you're fucking up the efficiencies of business, things aren't like.
I think there's different levels of woke. Like, let's look at what's happening in Florida, right? I mean, they're not teaching the Holocaust. You can't. I mean, there's all kinds of things.
Don't say gay thing is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and like DEI and B, you can know like all that. Oh, shoot.
You were so good until you weren't.
Mark's got you.
I got a question here though. Isn't there a stark difference between woke and kind of what you're doing and raising?
We're not trying to be super anything. We're trying to just say, hey, whoever you are, like, it's cool. Not just it's cool, but like we're depending on you to be who you are because we are so invested in what all your magic that we're going to align it with the growth of our organization. And if you show up as anybody but who you are, it's not good for us.
Oh, I have a great question for you.
Yeah.
So I own our company. We got about 35 employees. It was about
Shameless
it was
plug.
about like 8 months ago, 9 months ago. I forget whether it was one of your guys.
How diverse is your
So
company?
this is my
great
question.
We're gonna
So
knock your
it was
socks
one
off.
of your guys' prospects. Was it
me.
you? Came to me and wanted to know our diversity. They wanted to know from me who I had on my staff and what it looked
Love
like.
it.
You want to be real? You want to be
Be
real?
real.
I was fucking pissed.
Why?
I was like, what the fuck you? Like, what do you need to know who
You
I
were pissed
hired?
because you didn't have
No,
it.
no, I do.
You do?
Oh my God.
Oh,
my
absolutely.
HR guy was a What's it?
We'll take this one
was
together.
a gay Hispanic / black man, Raul. I fucking loved him. He was a solid human resources
Wait.
guy.
Like how? Give me a percentage. Or
Well,
like
We're largely
women?
female.
I was
no,
gonna say,
like
we're
women,
80%
people of color,
female,
LGBT,
80%
whatever.
female.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
You're
gonna get me on the
Tell me,
color.
why
though.
were
You're
you
gonna get me on the
upset?
color, but we have Asian and Indian and different.
Why
you know,
did
over
that
the years.
upset you?
Because I felt like, look, I hire, and I don't want to try to be all
Yeah.
mighty and whatever. I hire people based on whether they're the right fit. And this is
As you should.
This is going to be a great discussion because this is like, should I be looking in different ponds to hire people? And I don't. I'm a small business.
Yeah.
I hire people based on whether they're a good fit. I don't give a fuck. So if it's a gay Hispanic / black man, I hire Raul because he's Raul. I don't care. And
Listen.
but no, what you're going to tell me is, because I wish I had my demographics of everyone.
That's
but
fine.
That I need to be looking somewhere. Then do big companies need to be looking out in different
Yes.
places? Okay, go.
And, well, first of all, to this guy you're interviewing, if I was in the market right now, let's just be real. Black women are a hot freaking economy, right? Like, or
Black women are what?
Black women are. We got
hot
options.
commodity?
Hot commodity. Yes,
A
a little
hot
tipsy
commodity.
now. Thank you.
What, because
Minorities
people want
are.
to add
I'm
to
going
their
to ask
diversity?
the same questions. I want to know that if I'm going to work at your company, like I can be who I am, and it's
I
you
get
know,
that because
and
you want to work there. Yeah.
but I also want to know that I'm not your token. You have to understand that we're coming from like a culture, a norm of being tokenized. My first job in financial planning, in the interview process, I saw two people of color. One was the janitor. The other person was answering phones at the front desk, both females. I'm sitting there waiting to be called back, looking at marble and hunting dogs and stuff on the wall. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get this job, right? So like we're almost, and I can't speak for everyone, like assuming that that's gonna be the case. Now, to the latter part of your question, yes, if you care, you are all saying you
want to make
care
a
about
difference.
this. I'm not saying that you lower the bar of expectation. You want excellence.
That would be rude.
But what I'm saying is that you're going to go find the best talent there is in places that you've never looked before.
Because you're not looking.
That's it.
Yeah.
JD, I will tell you, this is a discussion in my family often, and it's around the female side specifically. My sister-in-law she's a 25-year college softball coach. And her argument back for that discussion, JD, is that females have not had enough of an opportunity to build up the reputation and the prior history and the experience to get that head job somewhere. And they keep giving it to men because men have always had that opportunity. And so if
It's
we're
an
not,
equity thing.
and I get it, maybe they're a little less qualified. Let's say you have a candidate that's a little less qualified. Giving them that opportunity, a little less qualified, giving them that opportunity now might allow them to then teach their kids, to then teach the next generation.
Wait,
I
let me
think
ask
Kristen
you a
is saying
question.
a little less qualified. I think she's saying
The best
no,
of the
don't
best.
go out, just find a different pond to
Wait,
fish
whoa,
in.
whoa,
I'm
you
giving-
just said a
I'm
little
giving
less
an
qualified.
He said a little less
You're
qualified.
misinterpreting what I'm saying. I am saying if you had two candidates side by side and one was a little less qualified, I'm not saying they're female or of color or anything else. I'm saying if you had two side by side and one
So
was
if
less
it was
qualified,
you and then Justin.
the normal response would be you hire the one that is most
Wait,
qualified.
it depends on how you define that. Maybe one has like the knowledge and the other is super personable. Like
That's
take
my
the
point,
risk
Kristen.
there.
That's my exact point. Is that maybe they're less qualified because they haven't
On
had
paper.
an opportunity
Yes, you're
to
right.
get the
Yes.
designation,
Yes.
to get
Yes.
hired by another firm.
I think
That
Kristen-
is what my
Kristen
sister-in-law
had a question she
constantly
wanted to ask
I
you.
do. And I want you all to answer,
I
actually.
think what she was saying was, I need, if I'm not seeing enough diverse candidates, then I need to
We're
look out
looking in the
more
wrong
and
spots.
find
I'm
them.
saying you
So you're
should
not going to be
draw.
less
There
qualified.
are
I'm going to go
many.
find someone
You
who's fucking
yes,
great
misinterpreted
qualified.
the
I
less
just had to go
qualified side
find
of
them from a
Yes.
different space.
There's no way to misinterpret
ahead,
that.
sorry.
It means what it means, Chad.
Question.
So you guys missed my presentation.
Yeah,
so I will
sorry.
tell you, one of the things that I asked Mike Sullivan, who you guys also chatted with, our
Great
co-founder.
guy.
So I work a lot with M&A. We've got some goals around.
Ooh.
I already did one for
Here,
you.
here's
I
a-
can't do
oh,
another.
I'll do
All right.
I'll
Keep
make
going,
a baby
keep
one.
going.
By the way,
Well,
Set
the
it down.
line.
Let her
pure
ask your
genius.
question,
Oh,
please.
is it
The
really?
line gets rid of it.
Okay.
I thought that's why I was there.
No, without it.
Keep going.
He was asking me, you know, how can DEI and B drive M&A?
Oh,
God.
God.
I'm just gonna keep
Yeah.
going for you.
Jeez.
You're not
Anyway,
speaking later, are
the
you?
first question I asked him was like, wait a minute, let's backtrack. Have you ever been the only in the room? Have you ever been the only
No,
in the room?
Mike brought this up on our
Have
show.
you?
No, fuck no.
Have any of you?
Wait. Do I look like an only in a room right
Yeah,
now?
but you can seek that opportunity out. Mike hadn't either.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys commit
I'm
to
not
doing
like
that
you.
and
I'm
having me back on? I want you to go do that, and then let's talk about it. And I don't mean go give some kind
Yeah.
of charitable.
He
I
talked
do
about
time. Don't-
going to a big conference.
Yeah, I
There's
want
all
you to
about
go be
people, and
around
he's the only guy.
peers.
Yeah. You're like, what
Does
are you
it, does
doing?
it count?
All right, so wait a minute.
Does it
Are you
count
going to do it?
when I was a
Would I go do that?
I would love
No,
to.
can we do that? I
Yeah.
want you to do it, and then let's talk about it.
Can you help me
yeah.
find
So you want me
an
to do the
opportunity
work
like
too?
that?
Jesus Christ, you have Google?
Obviously, there's not enough representation because I've never come across a
Fucking
conference that gives me that
Chad.
option.
Can you help
Yeah,
me?
well, get on Google.
Hey, I was drunk. I was drunk dancing on the dance floor by myself last night. I will go anywhere and
You
feel
made me all
uncomfortable.
free.
Yeah, yes, I'll make that commitment to you.
Okay.
Of course.
I will look
Of
forward
course.
to the phone call when you're ready to chat about it.
Check my social. I'll give you all the pictures or whatever.
Amazing.
I'll show people how woke I am.
Okay.
by doing it.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
jeez.
I'm kidding.
That'll change
Wow.
how you feel about a lot of what you're
Feeling
saying.
like, oh shit, I'm
I
not.
want you to feel
I'm the
that
outcast.
heaviness in your chest. I want you
Yeah.
to feel like you're sticking out, and I want you to be uncomfortable
It's
about it.
not a fair. This is not
I
a
get
fair reply.
uncomfortable all the time,
Yeah.
just in general
Hey,
situations.
This is not fair. Reply
Look,
to you.
I love that she's shaking her head because she gets it.
Yeah. This is not a fair reply, but we do kind of get a lot of stares
Oh
and
my
things
gosh,
at this
yeah.
conference.
You guys, it's a completely different
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
because the stares are more like, look at those idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like we
Yeah.
don't stick out like a sore thumb at these things. We
Yeah.
kind of do, but I know that's not the same. That's
But
not
it's
what
like
I'm
in a
saying.
cool factor kind of way. I'm
No,
talking about something
no.
different.
Oh,
No.
I like that.
What?
She thinks that it's cool
We're
that
not
people are
cool
staring
at
at
all.
us. Okay,
Yeah.
let's
JD
wrap
focused on
this,
that
but a
one
little
thing.
No,
more.
we don't have to wrap
No,
it.
yeah, a little. This is good conversation. So, financial services. There's so many pathways that people could take. I mean, OneDigital is a prime example of this. Like with the group health, the retirement, the wealth management. Like, there's so many avenues. I think our industry is such a cool place for a young person to build a career.
Yeah.
Like, they have so many ways to do it. You can make a lot of money. You know, Wu-Tang up. We do this on the show. There it goes.
Wu-Tang fan, love it, love it.
And so there's that opportunity, but there's also the opportunity to like help people at workplace
Yeah.
stuff, help people that need it. It's just such a cool industry. So it's this an initiative for OneDigital is to like get into places. I said ponds earlier, neighborhoods, cities, whatever, and like recruit people from different backgrounds to get into it or no?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is.
But that's like everybody's mission, though. But like
What?
everything you're saying, I mean, to recruit new talent, young talent, diverse talent. I used to run a next gen focused firm, and at the time, it was before, it was like right at the beginning of that, and. The heck was I gonna say?
I missed that one.
What was I going to say?
That's the
5 minutes
Malort.
later.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's what we all aspire to do. I don't think that's a DEI and B thing. Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
You're up, buddy.
I know what I was gonna say. Let's not paint the picture
The
that
line
it's
works.
easy. You know it takes a long time to make money in this, especially if
Could you
you're
use 2
like
cups?
fully commission
down
based. It takes a
one.
long time to make money.
That one.
Takes a long time to build the network.
what you
I
used.
mean,
I don't know. For me, it was pretty easy.
lucky you. That sounds
My-
like privilege.
My dad started the
This is
company, and I
the
took it over from
definition
him.
of privilege.
That is privilege.
It didn't really seem that hard. I just,
Okay.
that is
Here's-
privilege.
I-
yeah.
I'm like the
What a
definition of privilege.
Yeah.
Specific to OneDigital, I said this last night. For a firm that acquires a lot of practices,
Yeah.
I would have expect the average age of the person here to be much older. This is a very
Yeah.
young, in
Yeah.
terms
It's
of the conference
starting
we go
to skew
a
young.
very
about
young
time.
crowd.
You know
in
what
the
else
next
is
20
happening? You're
years, the
getting older.
industry
I
will
am
be
getting
that
older.
way.
Younger.
It needs to
They'll
be,
be
but do you think it
retiring
will be?
out, and it will be. I mean, they can't live forever. I
Is
mean,
it just? Are you just running this? Do you have a team? Is there?
no, so I've only been in this role for a year.
Okay.
It's a brand new role, so kind of creating it as we go. But the work has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Our chief people officer,
And you're
Elizabeth
all,
Crane, is amazing.
You're all 3,800
3,800
people. Like you're the
yeah,
whole
and
company.
growing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we will build a team. Listen, OneDigital, the exciting thing about us is that we are constantly innovating, constantly growing. I love being in a space where I'm not given a corporate script that says, this is who you are.
Yeah.
I love that I get to run DEI and B
Hey.
and
We're
work
gonna let you
with
take
mergers
this
and
one.
acquisitions. I'll take this
All
one.
right. I didn't think anybody could beat
We've
my
been
take
taking
on
over.
that.
Chance for you all night.
And I
well,
came in here
I
saying
don't
I was
have
not going to do
complaints.
this.
We do this every
You
week.
have a lot of words like that. You want to acronym that, so I get
I
it.
know, like it's a
Yeah.
very long title.
Can I
Yeah.
ask, was this your profession and role before OneDigital?
So when I came to OneDigital, I was working in a regional role. Again, I kind of created that. I networked with a great guy at our firm, Mark McLean. He was like, just come. And so
That sounds like a
I
life
kind
guy.
of dabbled in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging,
Nice.
business development, talent, sort of
You're
all things
dabbling in
growth.
it.
And then this opportunity happened, and candidly, I was skeptical to take it. I mean, it's like a
What?
skeptical.
My question is like, beyond being a black woman,
Yeah.
did you have a background in this? Had you studied
who
it
the
or
hell
you
has
didn't?
a background?
I don't
It's
know.
not like this old and
Right.
like this does not go back 100 years, right?
It's
I
new.
spearheaded. I would say I initiated our diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging
You're
efforts
lucky
at my
that- you're
prior
lucky that
company.
9 letters.
But did I grow up thinking this is what I wanted to do? I think I had.
What did you want
none
to
of
do?
us. Yeah.
I wanted to be an actress.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's the running joke in my
I could
family
see
that
that.
I'm even
You
in
could be an
finance.
actress.
Yeah.
You still could be an actress.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you need a co-host?
Huh?
Do you need a co-host?
Oh,
Yes.
we need to get more diversity on this
right,
show.
yeah.
They just want to
Hey.
replace me.
Yeah, Justin, you're out.
This seat's open.
Yeah, you want to join?
How good can you do intros?
I'm pretty damn
All right,
good.
you're in.
Yeah.
You got the job.
We should have you on a Thursday night
Yeah.
on Zoom.
Yeah.
Please.
Like we're doing like
Yeah.
on a
Yeah.
Zoom thing. You're
Yeah.
in?
I'm in.
That would be
That
phenomenal.
would be
Yeah.
an hour
Yeah.
long. Would be
And our chat
Good.
bar goes off the chin. Like
Oh my god.
we could probably have the same discussion. Although they're watching it recorded now. Hey guys, but it would be cool.
Okay.
You get some chat bar shit that we could dive into.
How diverse is your following, you think?
Oh, fucking white, pale, and stale, bro.
Y'all gonna have my back?
women.
What?
Y'all gonna have my back?
Oh, no, they're gonna
Yeah.
attack you. They're gonna love you.
Yeah.
I hope they're not that bad. Jesus.
But hey, let's
This
just
is not
introduce
that
her to
kind of
Will.
show.
We did. We
Let's
did
just
kick,
introduce her to Will.
Yeah,
we
no,
did
keep
kick
it.
off one person
Huh?
Why? What'd they say?
in a very inappropriate things.
Oh, it was sexist stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
remember.
see,
That was
we're
early.
woke.
You have a line.
We crossed the line. We're like,
Oh,
bro,
should've
no,
kicked off
you're
too.
out.
The line usually doesn't include us. It includes
Yeah.
things people are saying.
But is that rare to have?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Oh my god,
Very much.
it's
Yeah.
a bunch of
Usually
people
it's,
Yeah.
it's nerdy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
nerdy
like,
stuff.
oh, I know
Kind
this
and-
stuff really good. Here's an answer.
But
Here's
they're
an
not
article.
boisterous. They're like you. They're not afraid to share their
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
And that's what we want in this. Like,
Yeah.
go. If this is how you feel,
I know
tell
when
us.
I'm at my company conference and I'm like feeling a little like I should be maybe a little filtered. So.
No, not at all.
No.
But
Completely
they know who
unfiltered.
I am too. I really don't put up
Hey,
the filters.
we
So.
got-
And Mike sat
Let me tell you
here,
this: that when
Laura
Mike
sat
asked
here.
me, well, whatever I asked me was the first thing I told him was like, I really want you to be like a part of M&A.
Yes.
All
Hey,
right,
hold
I
on.
said, let me
Finish
just
that
one
one first.
counts as two. I said, okay, but don't make me the token. I'm not only going to meet
Right.
with businesses of color,
Good for
women,
you.
and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you
Yeah.
just have to, like, at some point, we have to realize that I'm not the problem. I'm going to be who I am, and if y'all can't accept it, and you're going to be who, like, we should all be who we are, and if whoever the y'all is doesn't accept it, they're the problem.
Oh,
And when you know who that is, let me.
100%. You know what sucks too is I live in California, and I think sometimes California is like this little cocoon where you're like, California's
We've been exposed to it our whole lives.
yeah,
Like, it's not a thing.
and you think like, well, everything's fine, women, black people, everything's good, Hispanic, like it's all fine,
Yeah.
and then you go other places and you realize, wait,
Well,
They're
that's
not-
one
Then you go to
I came
Missouri.
off the stage one
not
time.
to say that California's got it all figured
Well, I
out.
was about to say, I came off the stage one time, and a guy from California was like, man, because I was sharing my story, which I'm raised in the South, lots of racist things, whatever. and I'm sharing my story. I'm not a victim, but he's like from California, and he's like, oh, so good to hear that because we don't have racism in California.
Right.
So I don't know if that's
Is that what I just said?
But like, that's what you just said.
I did.
Wow.
You just said diversity, though. There's a lot of racism in California.
You know what's one of the most racist sports on the
It
planet?
is everywhere.
What?
Jeff.
It is,
California
it
is, but I guess
There's
it's compared
no-
to other places.
Surfing's
Okay,
all
that's
white
fair.
people.
It doesn't mean
Well,
that it's
like,
not
do you
prevalent
guys?
there.
I'm surprised you haven't asked me if I know how to swim. I mean, let's just be honest. Do I tan? Yes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Y'all just got real like
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I don't know why.
We
Why
might
would
ask her if she
why
knows
would
how
I
to
ask
swim.
you to
now.
swim?
You never heard that? Some of the stereotypes is that black people can't swim, that we don't tan. Yes, and yes,
Can't
we
play
do.
ice hockey.
Again, I would never ask
well,
that
people-
question of swimming.
PK
You're
is gonna
like,
be
I'm not
pissed
gonna
off
laugh.
at you
Am I
right
allowed to laugh?
People
That's
swim.
fine.
Him,
now. PK is gonna be real
anything
mad
you
if he
say.
hears this.
Kidding.
You know what PK
Kidding.
Subban is, do you?
Did you just acronym twice?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Kristen,
Well played, sir.
I want to continue this conversation.
please.
Our Thursday night show.
I'd love to.
I have to tell you, and I'm not trying to kiss your ass.
Yes.
When I met you first and then the second time here at this deal, I was blown away.
Oh my gosh.
No. By your fucking charisma and your. I guess I am kissing ass right now,
Yeah.
but I mean this like from my heart. Like
Thank you.
your like honesty and kind of like made me feel like I could tackle this conversation with you. It's probably why you have the job that you have.
Oh my gosh. that means
Because
so
I
much.
told you I wanted to talk about this on our show several times in different ways. Was I afraid of getting canceled? I don't know.
I get it.
And with you, I was like, wait, one, this is gonna be gnarly because this chick seems like a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But also at the very same time, you gave me this kind of ease of like, okay, I can just be honest
Yeah.
and we can have this conversation. And I really, really
Thank you so
think that's
much.
something special in you.
Well,
And so take it with you. Not that you need my fucking
no,
motivation.
I love it. I have
And
a lot of imposter syndrome,
do
so
more.
thank you.
Do more. You have imposter syndrome?
Oh God, yes. Yes.
I think I should be running the world.
Jeez,
Typical white man.
you said it.
I'm a narcissist. So, with that, thank you,
Thank you so much.
for being
There's
on the
so
show with
much fun,
us.
you guys.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about the Malort shots.
Not sorry
She
at
took
all.
like
even
a
heard of
fraction
that.
of what she was
Here's what I'm
supposed to.
going to do. I'm going to get you a mug.
Are you gonna go to my Kristen Hall
Tonight.
Eskew website, my
Yeah,
URL?
we'll find the headshot. And we're going to make her own Retireholics mug
Oh,
because you're
yes.
such a phenomenal guest.
Well, you
You know
have
how
to
many-
send it to
you
me
know
so
how many
I
chat
can
bar
drink
people
out of
Oh,
this.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love
I'll
it.
have my own at my house too.
Yes,
No.
I want you all to drink out of this.
Hey, better than
Thank you to
drinking out of your own
OneDigital
mug.
Thank you
for
so much.
having us here in our final year at the conference
Yes.
because of everything we fucked up over here. And unless
Hey,
Mike
don't
Sully can
lump us
smooth
in
that
with
over.
you. Don't lump us in with you.
Oh, you guys can come back, I can.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone for tuning in. What camera?
Don't know.
We love you guys, you little 401k freaks. And we're the Retireholics. We're changing the retirement plan industry.
Cheers.
One
Margarita.
espresso.
Thank you.